Welcome to the Put Up, everybody. I'm A.K.A. the Wizard, and this is where the untold stories are heard. Each week, we take a look into a different artist's career by bringing them up here, asking them a set of interview questions, and like finding out their entire story so that we can share it with you and keep it on here forever. Before we get started, like, share, and subscribe below. And I think the sign-up sheet's also down there today. So if you're interested in being on the Put Up, you can also go to that sheet and sign up for a date that's available on there. But without further ado, today we have Attaboy Paulo. How's it going, bro?
Not bad. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, so we've just been chilling in the background for a few minutes, talking, chatting. And he tells me that he's like the biggest fan of Nas ever. Right, bro?
The biggest. Like, no one comes close to that man. He is a god.
Okay. And you told me that like there's a possible what? A secret album or something?
There's been rumors going around that he's gonna probably do an album with DJ Premier, who is arguably the greatest hip-hop producer.
Yeah, like if you haven't heard of that name, I don't know what you're doing, kind of thing, right?
So you put those together, man, you can't get a better combo. That's just my opinion. So if that album drops, I'm probably gonna retire.
Okay. Wow, that's big.
He's that good, man. He's that good.
Okay. Man. And you'll just be sitting there for the rest of your life just listening to that music because it's so epic.
Like, I'll be loving it, but I'll be crying same time.
Okay, so like, yeah, so this is my boy here is from Toronto. He's like an hour away from me down the road. And I didn't know. He's been making hip-hop there for like a long time. Tell us your story a little bit, bro. Like, where'd you get started? Like, right from the beginning. How'd you even make your name? I guess it's just your name, I guess, right? Like the Paulo. I know a guy named Paulo too. And I'm like, does all the Pauls just get like an O when they become a gangster? How does that work?
So like when I started rapping, I started with my friends, but it was like a joke. And we all kind of made up our own nicknames. So they called me P-Mac. That was my first rap name, was P-Mac. Because my real name's Paul McNay. And we took it from the basketball player, Tracy McGrady, T-Mac. So I was P-Mac for years. But as I started getting serious with the rap and writing more serious, I just didn't like it. It sounded corny. P-Mac. Yo, P-Mac. Like, it was dumb. I was like trying to think of names. And it was this chick that I worked with. She was from Colombia. And she's like, Georgie? I'm like, no, my name's Paul. Georgie? And she thought my name was Georgie.
Georgie?
Like, so
that's my cat's name.
I'm like, listen, bitch, my name's Paul. And she's like, Paulo? Paulo, I like that. Paulo. You know, it kind of goes to my Italian heritage too, maybe. I don't know. But it's just simple.
Yeah, I like it too.
Easy.
Okay.
And the Attaboy, I don't know. One day I just said it when I was recording a song in the intro, like Attaboy, and then I just kept using it. So Attaboy Paulo.
Just put it on the front end.
Yeah, that's it.
I think I say that term sometimes too, like Attaboy. You know what I mean? Like what are you like congratulating somebody for doing some shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, encouraging yourself, Attaboy.
No, that's dope, man. So like obviously so you're like, it's the weirdest thing. I was just thinking about it, like when I was telling you about the other guy, right? That like sounded like you or whatever. I was like, it must be like a territorial thing, maybe. Like, because we're all close by in relation, like location wise, right? I'm like, does this like your sound of like this boom bap thing that you have going on, right? Yeah, it's like a common thing to like rappers around here, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, thing is, like, this has always been my style, and I've been rapping for 20 years. And
right.
But like I told you before, like I grew up in Florida down south, and the boom bap, it is big down there, but it's more like that southern trap.
Yeah, is it a different style then, right? Like slightly off compared to here.
Most people were doing the trap sound, so they weren't really catching on to my sound too much. And I used to perform all the time and be all these trap artists, and then I'd come up with the boom bap, and people would be like, "What the fuck?" So, but I
kind of like a little negative to it compared to what they're hearing or whatever.
Sometimes, but you know, every now and then. But I stuck to it, and I find nowadays like the boom bap's kind of coming back. Like I find a lot of, especially in the underground, like it's very strong, and I don't know, I just love that sound. That's just my favorite sound. But I do it all. Like like as you know, I did some songs with Wizard, and he does more like trap stuff, and
Yeah,
I
it's
like to switch it
bangers.
up.
Everything he
Yeah,
makes is bangers.
I even
It's
did a
always hard as
track.
fuck.
Yeah, man, I did a track with a dude from South Africa a few months ago, and it just had that like
Nice.
South Africa vibe. I can't explain it, but it brings me out of my
Oh,
comfort zone and challenges me. So I like to switch it up too at the same time.
yeah, I just interviewed a guy from not from South Africa, but I think he's considered like Central Africa,
Oh
Gabon,
yeah,
Central Africa, or something like that. And
okay,
yeah, you get like a totally different tone out of the beats and stuff from there, eh? It's the
yeah,
craziest. That's why I brought him on. I was like, bro, we got to put you up. That shit's crazy,
mm,
right? I
yeah,
can't believe you've worked with people from that area too. That's crazy.
yeah.
Yo, you said that the one track actually, what was it? It was in a movie or something, or
Oh yeah, so
G. O? Is that the one?
yeah, there was actually 3 songs used in this movie called "Going In."
Right.
Um, it's a long story how it happened, but I ended up being an extra in this movie, and
Oh damn.
it was so cool. Like it gave me the bug. I want to get in the movies now. That's my next step is the
Okay.
movies.
That's why you were saying the things about the videos. You're like, yo, we got to
Yeah,
figure
right.
this
No,
out. Like ASAP, I got to train you on a camera or something, right? Like,
man. But I was 4 days on set, and every day I was
okay.
going up to the producer, like, "Who's doing your music? Don't worry about it. I got somebody. I got." So I went home one day and I wrote a song about the movie, like what the movie was about, and I sent it to the guy. And the guy's like, "Yo, this is
Oh
incredible."
my gosh, did they put it in the movie?
So next thing I know, he writes me back. So I sent him a total of 8 songs after that. And he's like, "Yo, we want to use 3 of these songs. Is that okay?" I'm like, "Absolutely, man."
Yeah.
And that was it. Next thing I'm on the phone with lawyers and making sure everything's
Yo.
clear.
You
It
do
was
everything yourself?
yeah, everything, the beat, everything.
I'm talking like talking to the lawyers, all the
Yeah,
business
yeah.
management side of your career, everything just yourself, right?
Just do it myself. Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah,
That's part of it, right?
yeah.
Everybody needs to hear that because it's like, man, everybody assumes that like at some level that you're gonna have all these people just connect in and like do everything for you or something, but it's not the case. Like you
Yeah.
gotta bring yourself all the way along and to make the money part happen, like the career and all that stuff. Like it's all on you. It's not like everybody's about to come save you. Nobody's about to come save you.
No,
Right?
you're right.
Like that kind of thing, right?
It's a
So
lot
it's
of work.
important to note that somebody like you is doing it all themselves,
Yeah.
all the contract signing, all the figuring out all the details of everything for like movies, all this stuff, right? That's wild. It's amazing. Hats
Def-
off to you, bro.
It was a learning curve, but the lawyer actually schooled me with a lot of knowledge about clearing samples and things like that. So that it also helped me in that sense with my beat making going forward. So it was
Right.
cool. Good experience.
Okay, so like tell everybody about your sound. Like how do you make it that it stands out, your style, this boom bap thing that you got going on? You told me before it comes from like this like New York City influence, right?
Yeah, like I've been listening to hip hop since I was 6 years old. Always loved, the Wu Tang, the Mobb Deep, the Nas, that sort of sound. Always. Um, and like I was saying earlier, growing up in Florida, there was a lot of trap, but there's a lot of people from New York where I lived, and like a lot of my friends were from New York, so they were bringing down like underground mixtapes and things like I heard 50 Cent before he blew up and all that stuff. So,
Well, that's crazy. You heard him beforehand,
oh yeah, 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 like
before I heard him.
yeah, like before
Obviously.
Get Rich or Die Trying, like I heard a bunch of mixtapes and things like that. Um, so it's just the sound I just always loved, but the thing is when I've always been making beats for like 20 years, but I always used Reason. Yeah, it was Reason. But it's more like
Yo,
synthesizer. I never
shout
liked
out
that.
to Reason
Yeah.
because I actually started on that too. Just so you know, it came
It's a
with
great
Pro Tools
program.
like when I was like 12 years old or whatever.
Right.
Bro,
It,
I
it
was on Reason using what was that like subtractor bass synth?
yeah, that's
Remember
right.
that shit?
Sounds familiar.
And you like bring up those like presets out of like the 50 available or whatever, right?
Yeah, man.
Yo, you know what I'm on, bro. Yo,
But the
shout out to
problem was
Reason.
it wasn't like that boom bap sound I was getting. And I was always like, I never liked my beats back then. And then it wasn't until like 4 years ago, a friend of mine told me how to load and chop up samples and all that. So I've only been doing it for like 4 years as far as sampling and
And what
those
do you
type of.
use to chop up samples? Like an MPC, or are you doing it in like Kong and Reason, or like how do you do that?
Well, people sometimes laugh at me, but I use GarageBand.
Okay.
I, but I got my
GarageBand for sampling.
sources. I got my sources for where I get my samples. I just load them in there, chop up the part I like, just and it does the
Okay.
trick. Does the trick.
Man, that's one of the secrets that is in like question 8 or 10 or something down there. I think.
Well, there's more to it, so we
That's
can get
okay. We'll talk a little more about that in a little bit.
yeah.
Okay, so like other inspirations, like where do you get ideas for like your songs and stuff? I'm not talking like the boom bap genre itself. Where do you get those like influences from? I'm talking like when you go to write a song, where do you actually get the idea from for like that particular topic or whatever?
It comes from a lot of places. Like first and foremost, it's usually a blank canvas. When I sit down, sometimes I don't have anything to talk about, and I just kind of listen to it over and over until something comes out. Something comes out of me and it starts taking form. Whether that's writing my lyrics or my beat, like I'll search for a sample. Oh, that's a cool sample. Let me add a little bass line. Add a little keys to that. Um, but I would say honestly, what really inspires me is other people putting out
Oh,
stuff. When I hear other artists put out an album and I'm like, yo, this is incredible. I get so inspired, like the fire lights up and I got to go write something. It's just other people
that's
doing
sick.
it.
So
Yeah,
like us doing our thing helps you do your thing. You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
Amazing. Yo, and did I just hear you like you make some of your own beats too?
Yeah. I make all my own beats. I like to rap with other people's, but I like to make my own beats too. Like I love
So
making
like
beats.
how does that work? Like all your albums you release, like you made everything on it and then like features type stuff like made by other people sometimes? Or like how does that
Yeah, like most of my albums are my beats. But I
interesting. I
put
didn't
out,
know that.
yeah,
That's
man, yeah.
amazing.
Like my last two albums, Invasion and Invasion 2, that's all my beats.
Oh
Um,
my god. Okay.
but I
I
like
got I gotta go listen to it with like a different lens now as I oh my
right.
gosh. Wow, okay.
Um, but like last summer I did a quick little EP with this dude from Germany who makes beats. I'm working with Wizard on an album right now. So I like to jump on other people's as well just to kind of
Right.
break it up.
Okay. Yo, that's sick. I didn't
Mhm.
know you made beats because I'm like meeting all these artists now that are like doing everything themselves. And they're like, maybe you can mix the final thing, but like I make the beat, I record the vocals, I wrote the lyrics, melody, the works. I'm the composer, everything.
Yep.
Right. I'm like, oh my God, there's more people like me out there. You know what I mean? I'm just finding this out for the first time because I've done work for so many people that weren't in that position over the last 10 years. Right. So I'm like, wow, there's people doing everything.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I like
Yo,
being in
straight
control.
up.
Like I do it all, the artwork, the mixing,
Okay,
everything.
so like walk us through one of them. Like how like from beginning to end, how do you make a song and like what's the process? Like
Um, I guess it would start like if I were to sit down right now, make a song from scratch. I guess the process would be I would find the sample first. I'd find something that just catches me, like, whoa, that's a sick sample. Chop it up, add the drums. Next thing you know, you got the beat going, and then from there, just replaying it, and just getting ideas,
okay.
and just start writing to it, and then that's it. And then when it's recorded, and then I
So
mix
you're like
it.
writing lyrics to rap on that beat, like as soon as it starts becoming something that you can actually do that with.
Yeah,
Type thing.
because a lot of times I'll make a beat and then if I don't write anything to it, it kind of gets lost to the abyss.
Right.
But that's why I like to get a start on it, whether it's a
You
hook
like
or
add sounds to it after you've already like put some
yeah,
vocal to it and shit like that too?
absolutely. So when I write, even record it, it's usually just the drum, bass, and the sample, and
Right, like
then
very basic, and then it
very
like kind of as
basic.
time progresses, and you're like hearing some vocals with that shit, and you're like, oh my
Yeah,
god, fucking, yo, some like strings would sound great right here. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
okay, so it's like
So
this fluid thing where the song's being built like as this big puzzle almost.
yeah. So
Okay,
like right now, I just finished my newest album. Like it's done, but I'm at that point now. There's going to be about 13, 14 songs. I'm going through it now, listening to every song. I'm like, oh, this could probably use like a big bell at this part, or this part could use more record stretch. So I'm
so
still
like
like,
even like just before the release, it's like, should I add
yep.
that bell?
Mm-hmm.
Do the people need to hear the bell? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right. Or vice versa. I'll hear someone be like, why did I add a key at the end there? Like, take that
Ah,
shit.
you're like ripping things out that aren't
Yeah.
working on the phone. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's like an anxiety mix or something. You're
Yeah.
like it's not done right until that moment where it's like done, you know?
Yep. And even after I release everything, I'll listen. I'll be like, man, you didn't do this. You didn't take this out. You didn't add this. Like, I do that all the time. I beat myself up.
Okay, well, we're going to hear one of them, actually. I'm not sure which one came first. I got two on my list. I got One Mississippi and I got I Am. We're going to hear one of those two tracks.
So these are off my last album, Invasion Phase 2. And again, I made the beats and everything. And I would say what we were just talking about, One Mississippi, I feel like it wasn't complete. The beat's not complete. I could have built it up more.
Okay.
So this is one of those examples. Like, I listen to it now, I'm like, damn, I should have built it up, man.
But you know what? You can't go back. And that's one thing I realized with audio. Like, when I started releasing my music, I'm like, oh shit, that's the final form I'm ever gonna have of that song. Oops. Is it oops? Or is it like you just embrace it and you're just like, that's the one?
I just say whatever, move on. I'm always moving on. Whatever.
Right? All right, well, let's roll it. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
To follow me down a rabbit hole that's very hollow to the very bottom. We can go beneath the very bodies. This is underground shit, and they can't compare to Paulo. Having OG status is a legendary honor. The rap Picasso, boss shit, I spit staccato. One puff of marijuana, turning Paulo Aristotle. I'm up to no good. They said the devil wears Prada, cause I'm always under my hood, like someone repairing autos. Antisocial is something I hear a lot of, but I just don't like when they stand by me like Jerry O'Connell, cause that's how you can get caught up all in their drama. You're not important enough to be a problem. I ain't here to argue, cause I can take you off the market like a married model. I can lead an army of reanimated terracotta. I take you home like the designated driver. My rhymes with the classified documents in Mar-a-Lago. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Count how many people made decisions of me. But sometimes reality just isn't what it seems. So I try to find my rhythm, stay consistent and repeat. Ghosts from my past pay me visits in my dream, and I listen when they speak, cause that wisdom is so deep. I always slam dunk on the visiting team. I've been spitting this heat since I was a miserable teen. Paulo's in the casa, swallowing a massive amount of whiskey from a bottle of Jack Daniels, till they find my body a long time after, in the middle of the woods in a tiny log cabin in Alaska. Born alone, die alone, so what's the point? But there's an instinct in me to survive. I got no choice, one life to live, so I'ma live it up. I always give it 100, except for when I'm giving blood. Doing my utmost, cause music is cutthroat. It's just a game you gotta learn that's confusing as fuck, bro. This is my house, leave your shoes at the front door, and I don't give a fuck who you think is in control. Paulo the barbarian, abusing these fuck boys. Gozer the Gozerian, choose your destructor. The professional, know the kerning and the letting I deliver in every word, every letter, every sentence is tearing through your flesh and bone, burning into your head like it's a symbol. See the fire glow on the reflection of the window. I used to get wild, drinking Mexican drinks, sniffing 7 lines, having sex with nymphos. But these days are all about creating, whether that's money, music, memories, or relations. My shit is quiet now, at least I try to make it that way. Try to stay on track like I'm taking the train. It goes 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Count how many people made decisions of me. But sometimes reality just isn't what it seems. So I try to find my rhythm, stay consistent and repeat. Ghosts from my past pay me visits in my dream, and I listen when they speak, cause that wisdom is so deep. I always slam dunk on the visiting team. I've been spitting this heat since I was a miserable teen.
Welcome back to the Put Up, everybody. I'm A.K.A. the Wizard, and we have Attaboy Paulo here with us this afternoon. It's been a great interview so far. What you just heard there was 1 Mississippi. That track from his last album, right?
Yeah,
sure.
Invasion.
And like you have a new one coming out. I remember when you were giving me the tracks for the show, it was like, yeah, I have this entire new album. Maybe I'm not gonna like show them the tracks yet. So these ones are from your like previous album from like June of 2024 or something, I think, right?
It was like August.
I guess August
30th.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so like everybody like, share, and subscribe if you haven't below here real quick before we continue. And it's been a great afternoon so far. Paulo's chilling with me. He's like an hour away from me. I feel like he's right beside me. And we're gonna hit it again, bro. So we're gonna talk about some more serious shit though now. What's been like the most challenging thing in your career so far?
That's a good question. I would say honestly, money and time.
Mm.
Cause like
You
I've
work a
always
job, obviously, right? Also,
yeah, but I mean the job I got, like I was telling you before, I'm a delivery driver and we deliver
right.
medical equipment, and it's honestly every day is 12 to 14 hours a day.
Oh my God, really?
Oh, yeah, it's
Dude,
insanity. So
wow.
some days I get home and it's like 9:30 at night. I'm beat. I want to work on music, but it's like I got to get up at 4 in the morning. Like I don't have time. So that's probably my biggest thing.
Wow, I didn't
And
know that.
yeah, and then money
Sorry,
would be
bro.
the second biggest thing. Like I want to invest in myself. I want to, get music videos, get physical copies, get merchandise.
Mm.
I don't have that kind of money right now, but I need to do it. So it will happen. Just
You know what? I'm actually coming up against that same thing because of my show in April that I told you about there. And I'm like, they're talking about having their like girl running their table and having all this stuff that they purchased for like the table, for the merch table. And I'm like, bro, I ain't got like $5,000 sitting around to just buy like 10 of each kind of shirts. These hats right here, like $560 for a dozen. You know what I mean? Like, so like you have to invest money to be able to put stuff on a merch table when you're at a concert, giving them your all. You know what I mean? So I'm running up against that same thing with financing and all that investment type thing right now.
well, like
Mentioned, bro.
I've been in punk bands for a long time, and we've always had merchandise, but you got five guys chipping in. So
Right. So there's some kind of agreement made where like
so
everybody's got a part.
instead of paying $560, we're all paying like maybe $100. I can manage that.
Right.
So that works. So I've always had merchandise with my bands, just never really with my rap stuff.
Interesting. Okay, so it's like something we need to work on with you then.
Yeah, right, right.
I got some guys,
Yeah,
I'll hook you up. Okay, so like financially, okay, so on the flip side of that, what's been the biggest success of your career so far?
I would probably say the movie. Having my song used in a movie, and
yeah, so like have you ever seen royalties from it, from like SoCan or anything like that as a result of that? Like how does that work?
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Okay.
I didn't make a dime off it, but
how does that
I volunteered. I it's just bragging rights at the end of the day. Like shit, I was in a movie and I had 3 of my songs in the movie, and when you see the end credits rolling up, there's my name, performed and written by Paul McNay. So like I did that.
Okay, because I'll let you in on a little secret of mine too if you want.
Yeah.
I also was the audio guy for like a movie one time.
Okay.
Oh my God, my fucking my thing just asked. It heard me and started talking to me, bro. Oh my God. Put that down. Dude, the freaking Google phone just started talking to me right there. That was wild. Sorry. Where was I? Okay, so I shot a movie one time. I was the audio guy, like the boom operator.
Okay.
So I got my name in the credits of the whole thing. But I worked for 12 hours in the middle of the night for $12 an hour shooting that shit. Full on, like, I forget what they're called. They're like a mixed pre-6 by this like sound devices. It's like a $4,000 rig on your hip, right? You got like a Sennheiser MK, like whatever that mic is. The crazy one, the 416 or whatever on the end. Like $2,000 mic or whatever, right? Yeah, the whole work. So yeah, like for the clout of doing it and getting my name in the credits, I pretty much like beat my own ass. Same idea, you know what I mean?
Tough work, but now we can say we've been involved in the movies.
And you have a credit literally in like an IMDb or whatever, right? Like I have my name in there. If you go search hard enough, you'll find it, right?
So. That's cool. You got the IMDb. Nice.
Okay, so let's look at the technical side of shit. How do we make our music? You have like a mic set up at your house? Like, do you go to studios? Like, how does this work for you?
So I have the whole setup at my apartment here.
Do you have like a Scarlett device? Like, what do you use for the actual?
I got a Rode microphone, like a condenser mic.
I have a little interface like built into it. I know they have some like newer stuff that's like that.
I've seen that. I know you're talking about, but not this one. I got like an external interface. It's a PreSonus audio box.
Oh, nice. Okay.
For myself, I wasn't releasing anything, and I got an email from this brand new recording studio out in Scarborough, And they
Okay.
wrote me and said, we checked out your music. We like you. We want to bring you down for a
Did it
free
feel like a
hour.
scam call at first? Like those scam
A
fucking
little bit,
emails,
yeah.
right? Like,
It 100% it did. But the guy, we started a conversation going back and forth, and he also made beats. So he's like, yo, I'll let you choose one of my beats. Come on down, record a song for free. Everything's free. Cool. Blah, blah, blah. So I go down to Scarborough, do this whole track, but I'm talking to him. Like, so what do you charge an hour? He's like, $80 an hour. Mixing, mastering costs this much money. My beat costs this much money, but you're only leasing it, and then you got to pay for it. And in my head, I was like, damn, dude, like for one song, that's going to cost like $1,000. So I decided, but it got the bug and the fire going in me again. Like, damn, I got to do music
bro,
again.
we make songs for a lot less than $1,000 right now. I'll tell you that.
But
Holy jeez, man! What?
I just went out. I bought myself a brand new MacBook. I bought brand new microphone. Like I bought the whole setup in one day, and it was like $5,000. But that was like 4 years ago, and I haven't
That's
looked.
5 tracks the way you're looking at it, right? Like when you go to like break down the numbers of it all.
Well,
I
shit,
see it.
man. Like I do music every day. I might as well get
Right.
that. And I know earlier I said money was an issue, but this time, like this was a necessity. I had to do it.
It's a much cheaper investment than having to go to the studios like that. And that's what, remember I said the thing about the dying studios before when we were chatting beforehand, right? And
Yeah.
it's the whole and it's the anarchy of this whole place too that I'm in.
Yeah.
Right? It's that whole idea of like everybody has access to it now. How do we come ahead and actually make something that everybody can use and we can still all be a part of, right?
Yeah. It's tough.
It's all a big thing. It's amazing. Like I see all these artists and they have the same kind of thing, a little setup. And like this is how we're making music now. It's just the way it is, right? Like
It's
you
easy.
have to.
I
You
got an
can't
idea.
afford to go to that big studio and like run the Neve console and shit. That's for like the premier shit.
Well,
Get
that's
it mastered there, like I do, right? Like
it's like if you get an idea, what am I gonna do? Call the studio? Can I book an hour on Saturday and go down for one little idea? No, I'll just do it right here in 5 minutes. Like it's easy.
right, 5K one time, you have a whole set. I'm trying to preach it to everybody because I know that's the way of the future, right? And
Yeah.
as we go on here, technology is only going to help more and more for all of us, all the independent people, right? And like give us assistance to even make it further with doing less. That's the whole
for
key
sure.
here, right? Amazing, amazing. That's why I put that question into this interview, is because it's like an industry changing, paradigm shifting idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the whole idea. Yeah, bro. Okay, so like with all this stuff, everybody makes music a little bit of a different way. Do you have like a unique approach that you use when you go to record? Or like, man, I've heard people like say everything, you know? Like what's your quirk? What's your weird thing you do when you record?
Well, everyone that works with me, I tell them all the time, like it might take a little bit of time to get my verse because first and foremost, I live with my girlfriend and my dog, and I don't record when they're home because we live in this tiny little apartment, and she's, in the living room watching TV, and she just hears me in my room just screaming, but she doesn't hear the beat, so it's weird to me. So I don't give the best performance.
It's like a self-conscious thing.
Yeah, so I can only record when she's gone.
Interesting.
There's that, and number two, I'm very like I move my hands a lot. Like I'm screaming like that. You know what I mean? So like,
oh yeah, he's in punk bands too, right? You're in punk bands.
Yeah. I'm in punk bands too.
Makes
man.
perfect sense. Yeah.
So I need a lot
mosh
of room.
pits and all that stuff, right? Like,
that's it, man.
Nice. Okay, so you like can only record when it's and you know what? I'm the same way. And I would like, and it's partly why I closed the studio to the public like a couple of years back, right? Is because I would have to kick my family out or kick them upstairs in order to record a rapper at 7 p.m. every night, right? And it got stressful trying to keep everything so quiet because it's like noise floor ratio.
Right.
You're literally battling like fucking fans and things around your apartments and houses and all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you need that quietness. You literally remove people away from you so that you can get it done, right? It's like, yeah, I totally understand that. That's crazy.
Well, same with my dog. Like sometimes I'll be recording and I'll be like, oh cool, I just did the best take. Let me go listen to it. And I'll be listening to it, and then all you hear is bark, bark, bark.
Oh shit. Redo. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it, man. That's wild. Okay, so we're gonna go hear that other song now. I think it's called I Am, right?
I like this.
It was a banger. That's the one that made me think of the other artist when I heard your voice, the tone of your voice right there in that one. Yeah, It's
That's
a banger
cool.
track, guys. Yo, preface it for them before they hear it.
This one, like I like to do like bully songs. Like I just like to bully rappers. Like
Yeah, it's got that. It's,
Philly.
I saw that in a lot of your music. Actually, is like
Yeah.
this angry tones. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
I been in the game long enough. You gotta remind them who you are. You know. Like,
Oh, there you go, bro.
my favorite.
All right, roll it.
Yeah.
I'll give him one of these, and I'll give him one of those, and one of these, and I'll give him one of those, and I'll choke him like this.
All right,
I'll choke him like this, and I'll give him.
Oh yeah. I believe you, but we gotta know who are you? Who are you actually? Who are you?
I put my sword through your chainmail straight to the heart. Pistol pressed on the back of your head while you're facing the wall. Once I get a hold of you, I'm gonna break you apart. Sniper you from the neighbor's roof while you're raking the yard. My aura's immortal, feel like I'm related to God. All the gas your homie blows up your ass, just making you fart. You talking Apollo 2.0, state of the art. I'm raising the bar, a rapper that spits lava, plus he plays a guitar. TikTok rappers, I put them on notice. These vultures plaguing the culture, I mistook them for locusts. I'm the opposite of calm, I'm a monster, I'm ferocious. I am a pain in your back like osteoporosis. I'm Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire swinging the bat. I am Pete Sampras winning the match. What you think about that? I'm Minnesota fats, my pockets are filled. I'm running on rocket fuel, I can't stop till I'm killed. I stay afloat, I'm in infinite mode. I am light as a feather, I am stiff as a board. I am higher than ever, where I've never been before. I am focused, I'm going for everything and more.
What's your name? Okay, I understand. Hey, right. Hey, Sinister, come on in here. We need a little interpretation.
You wanna step in the ring? Then accept my conditions. Respect my existence or expect my resistance. I started as a zero with searing ambition. Now all my heroes all see me as the clearest competition. I've been in this since like '02. Around the time Shine changed his name to Moses and turned Jew. Yelling my name on the beat like old Clue. You can't compete, you finished everything I'm saying's all true. I'm mad prolific, my raps are cataclysmic. Got more tracks than the New York transit system. 9 out of 10 rappers hate me, that's terrific. So fuck you if you fall into that statistic. Cause I can find you and I can pay your ass a visit. Walk up all buddy, then suddenly hammer fist 'em. Knock you to the floor, so your head in the carpet. You ain't real, go throw your cred in the garbage. Stay afloat, I'm in infinite mode. I am light as a feather, I am stiff as a board. I am higher than ever, where I've never been before. I am focused, I'm going for everything and more.
Alright, I'll give you interpretation. Because that's what they do. He gives them one of these, and he gives them one of those. And you know who he gives it to? He gives it to Bruiser. Give him one, Daddy. That's right. That's it.
Welcome back to the Put Up, everybody. I'm A.K.A. the Wizard, and we've been having a great afternoon here interviewing Attaboy Paulo from Toronto. What is that little area called, bro?
Mimico.
Mimico.
So
And I don't even want to call it T.O. It's Mimico. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below here. We got a sign-up sheet below for if you are interested in getting your own interview on this Put Up channel here. It's been a great afternoon so far. We've been chopping it up. We just heard the song I Am from your last record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell them a little more about that with this bully thing.
I'm a big fan of battle rap, always have been. And anyone out there who follows battle rap, especially King of the Dot, there was a guy on there named Bender, and he was a friend of mine, and he was the second champion of King of the Dot. He's dead now, unfortunately, God bless his soul. God. He was a battle rapper, and he kind of got me into it. And I think battle rap is some of the best written shit. It's so clever, and I love just going on YouTube and watching battle rap. So like that.
Wait a second. You're from TO area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have like fucking Eminem style battle rapping in a fucking basement and alleyway there still?
Yeah, well, one of the biggest leagues in the world is King of the Dot, and the Dot being Toronto, and
Right.
like they got people from all over the world coming here.
So do you go to that shit in person sometimes still?
So here's a
Like,
funny
how does
story.
that work?
So I know someone who knows the guy who runs it. His name's Organic. And when I moved to Canada like 10 years ago, he
Can you
got
bring me sometime?
What?
Can you bring me sometime?
No, so I want to go so bad because I signed up for it and they actually gave me a date. They gave me a date. Can you do this date? And I was like, oh fuck, you know what? Honestly, I'm going to Florida that date. I'm actually going to Florida that date. And then they're like, okay, no problem. We'll get back in touch with you. And it wasn't until like a year later they wrote me back and they're like, can you do this date? I'm going to Florida that date. Like I literally had tickets booked. So
Dude, I will chain you down next time it happens. I swear to God.
So that ship sailed, but I'm looking to join like tinier leagues because this league now, King of the Dot, it's so big. I don't want to start up there. I want to start low, like some local little
try out almost.
Mhm.
Okay, for the big leagues kind of thing.
So that's my next step. I want to start doing battle.
No, I've always thought it was like this fantasy kind of realm of rap that happened in the 80s somewhere else.
Oh,
you didn't get the, you couldn't experience it in real life type thing, but I can't believe it's actually still taking place because they're in the cities where this stuff took place, right?
Yep. They got them all over the world now.
If you ever get the opportunity, ring me up. I'll be there in an hour. We're going to that shit.
Yep.
Yo, straight up, let me know, bro. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Sure. Okay, so let's get into more of the connection part of this, the community part of this, right? You mentioned like, I think 3 times before the interview that the community means everything to you. Let's talk about that for a minute.
So, I'm a bit of a windbag, so cut me off if you need to.
No, it's all good.
So, I've always had a Twitter account since 2012, but I never used it.
I think 2016 I got mine.
Right, but I never used it. I never used it.
I never touched it either. Same thing.
It wasn't until like 2022 or 2023 I logged in one day and I just posted like a new album I worked on just to see what happened. I got so many likes, like the engagement is so good on X, so I started using it more. Now it's the only one I use. Anyways, with that being said, the Spin It Up Boys, they played one of my songs. Next thing you know, right? I love those boys. Matter of fact,
yeah, baby, fuck yeah. I told them, you know what? I told them I got one of those shirts too. I said I'm gonna wear it up on stage in front of 100 motherfuckers, and I'm gonna shout your name out to all of them one day. Just wait, and I might wear it on that April 4th concert in Guelph, and let's see what happens. It's like my debut. I'm gonna wear the Slum shirt on the debut. You know what I'm saying? Because I love them. I fucking love them.
It's because of them that I started meeting people, and I started. Next thing you know, like there's a whole community, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. And it's the best talent I've heard. Like, I don't even listen to mainstream rap no more. It's these people, and we all encourage each other, and we all collaborate, and it's a beautiful thing.
I say that too, man. Like, I barely listen to music that I haven't mixed or like been a part of in some way at this point.
Yeah,
because I do so much of it for people now. Yeah, it's amazing.
And with that being said, because there's so much talent, and it's just going, you got to keep up with it. It's really
inspiring for you, right? Like,
inspired me, get my game up even further. So it's been it's one of the best things that has happened to me in music for a long time. Just meeting.
And can I tell you, like, I've had at least 3 different artists. I won't name their names, but 3 different artists, no shit you not, that said that I like saved their career.
Oh yeah?
That if I didn't help them that day, they'd probably be done. You know what I mean? So it's like, now it means more to my, like, not the ego or whatever. It's more like this, like I don't know, this gravity, this like seriousness of the situation type shit, where I've like now affected people permanently.
Right.
That's where I see it, man. It's like a huge thing, right?
Well, I look at the community kind of like I was a big fan of Lyricist Lounge back in the day,
which I had never even heard of, right? Like
so Lyricist Lounge was like Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Pharoah Monch, Common, even Kanye West and all that. Like it was like this, I can't explain it. It was this own world of hip hop. And I feel like that's where we're at. We're in our own world of hip hop, and we got so many different personalities, different styles. Uh,
It is.
Doc,
It's
you
like
know,
this
Doc,
cacophony of stuff, right? Like,
right. We even got like, Doc coming out with the awards. Like we have our own awards coming out now, and our
right.
own.
I've always dreamed of this too. I said we
Yeah,
were gonna rip the mainstream industry down, and what was gonna come out of it was this beautiful thing where everybody got to get together every year and like celebrate each other's wins. And
dude.
that would be the Grammys then. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like that would
right,
be the new version of whatever takes place because they weren't accepting us into that industry anymore to go get a Grammy
right.
or Juno or any of these other things that are out there. It's like we're not a part of that. So it's like we're just gonna fucking create our own.
I would rather
Now
do
you're
that.
seeing it. Now you're seeing the fruit of
Yeah.
that after like 10 years of thought, right?
And not only that, like the opportunities it's given me. I was invited. I don't know if you know Westville, but I did a few tracks with Westville, and he's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I was
Okay.
invited to go out at the end of this month to perform for Slum Village, who are underground legends since the 90s, and shoot a music video. And Bizarre from D12 was gonna be there and shit. Like I'm networking, I'm meeting people, getting
Are you gonna go?
I can't get the time off work.
Oh my god, I'll pay for it. I'll give you the $200 for the day, whatever.
Here's the thing with my job. So we
I wish I could
March-
get you there. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Shit,
March
bro.
is going to be the busiest month because it's when all the hospitals get their government contracts and money and all that stuff. So apparently they don't give any time off in March. But I have to go to South Carolina next week to drive my mom down there. So I had to fight with them to get these couple of days off to go to South Carolina. And then I got this opportunity to go to Grand Rapids. And it's like, I can't get the time off. So we're trying to rework it for maybe August. I might go there for August to perform some shows.
Okay. Did you also hear that D Money's looking for people over that way or something?
Yeah, I talked to that dude a lot. I love D Money, and I would be honored to go to Calgary.
Yeah, it might be like in the line of fire, I'm thinking, in August for you.
Right?
Now that I'm just thinking of it, yeah, I just saw it pop across the feed the other day. He's looking for people, maybe.
Fuck,
Maybe
I gotta
check in
hit him
with
up
him,
then. I
you know?
gotta hit him up. I would
Yeah,
do
bro, it might be in your best interest. I'm just saying, you know?
Cool.
Okay, so moving on with the interview. We're gonna go into the takeaway experience for your art. Like, what do you hope people take away from it when they hear your music?
Nothing really. I just want people to enjoy a good song. Like if you're into hip hop and you listen to one of my songs and you genuinely like it, that's all that matters to me. I don't care about money or none of that. I just want real hip hop heads to like and validate my
Banging their head as a beat in their trunk.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's the greatest
saying?
feeling, and it's the greatest feeling.
And
I
they
love
put pretty nice stereos in cars now,
yes.
right?
Yes. Like, okay, at work, I showed one guy my music. Like maybe a week later, I had all these guys coming up to me rapping my rhymes and shit, and that was like the best feeling in the world, man. I love that.
You always dream of that too. Yeah, it's like seeing somebody on stage like singing your song as their cover or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, they're performing me.
It's so
It's
cool.
like an honor every time. I can only think it would be, right? Like watching that.
It's like it all pays off at that moment. You did it for a reason.
Yes, like that's the whole thing, right? Like connecting with your audience, making it relatable to them in the way that it like, okay, so like tell them, like you want people to relate to your art in which way? It's like you want them to connect with their heart. No, you want them to just have a good time, right? It's like just like
a good time and just enjoy it. It's
right.
Music there for enjoyment. That's all.
So your stories and your music are not like this like deep reflective thing like some other artists where it's like more for the feeling of the track or whatever that you're hearing at that point in time, right? Or do you get serious sometimes with some of that shit?
I get serious sometimes. I have some pretty serious tracks.
Right.
And I just like to switch it up. Like, yeah, sometimes I'm not like a one.
Or a little bit of like everything, right?
Yeah, like I'll even do a club track. Like I'm not really a
right, like different styles, different moods.
Yeah, switch it up.
Okay, so it's like an anything and everything.
Yeah, and just to also prove to myself that I can do it. I'm not a one-trick pony.
I think it, you know, because I work with Lil White Lie, right? Like you said, like his music, right? And he does the same kind of thing, I think, where it's like, let's challenge myself with a Western. You know, like different, and like bring like some kind of Texas twang to it, or you know what I mean? Like some other thing that he's not used to doing, right? And I think
Yeah,
every
that's-
rapper has that, don't they? Where they're like, let me see if I can do that other shit too. Right?
yeah, right. Like stuff that you'd think you can't do. Well, I'm gonna try it anyways. I'm gonna teach myself how to do that super fast Bone Thugs and Harmony type of rap,
Right.
or you know what I'm saying? Like you got to challenge yourself. Keep your sword sharp. You know.
I like it. Love it. And then you get to hear all these different styles. So then, like, when somebody, this was the best reason I saw for doing that, right? Is like, now when somebody's like, I didn't really like that track by you, be like, well, maybe like this one. And it's like something totally different again, right? And they're like, oh shit, you can do anything, right? Now you have a fan that you might not have had if you didn't, right? Like if you didn't step outside your comfort zone and try that other style, you wouldn't have that new fan right now, right?
Well, it for me, it's with music in general because, as you know, I'm also in a punk band, but I've also written. I try to challenge myself writing different genres. I've done a reggae song, I've done a country song, I've done pop music, I've done.
You ever done like an Indian Punjabi song?
Not yet.
I did one of those, bro. I made one production so far like that.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you it later. I won't air it on the stream or something, but I'll show you later.
one of my buddies at work, he's a Punjab guy, and his friend's a musician, and we were talking just last week, and he's like, he might be looking for a rapper. Are you interested? I said, hell yeah, man, let's do it.
There you go, bro. I say take it. There's a huge industry available there for you.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, I'm not kidding.
There really is. They show me all this music, and it's like, whoa,
Yes.
like there's so much. Even like the hit.
We're a bunch of gangsters there, bro, just like us.
Mm-hmm.
We're like the white version. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally, man. Like it's interesting.
Yeah, they're hard as fuck. Like I love it.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Okay, so like looking ahead, what projects are you currently working on? You have like your album that's going to drop soon, right? Did you set a release date for that one yet, or are you still working on things with that?
I'm still working on things. I'm waiting for 2 verses to get sent back to me. I heard the verses. They're incredible. I just need the stems. I got to mix it. And then the last thing I usually do for an album is the artwork and the title. So I don't have a title yet. Not yet, but like within a week or two.
That's an interesting like process thing. Interesting.
Yeah, man, I just leave it to the end because I listened to the whole album and it's like, okay, it's kind of this feel. So the title.
What is the master topic of the entire thing, right? Like,
so I'm hoping like maybe end of April it'll be out, but it could be beginning of May. Like it's done. I just got a couple things to figure out. That's all.
So everybody watching right now, like watch for something maybe end of April from Attaboy Paulo coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to see that. It's his newest shit. It's going to be better than the last one, I'm sure.
Oh, it's going to
just keeps getting better and better from what I've heard.
Well,
I started like from some of the old stuff and I worked my way up and I'm like, damn. Oh, shit. Like, and it just kept getting better. So
that's cool, man. Thank you. I'm also doing an album with Wizard Gunlock. We're doing a little album, and like I said, I'm more of a boom bap guy, but this guy, his beats just challenge me. They make me write some incredible stuff. So I'm really excited for that. I'm doing a quick little 5-song EP with this dude from Germany right now.
Right.
And then I'm actually kind of secretly working on my follow-up album with my beats. Like I've already kind of started that. So I got a lot of shit going on, man.
Nice. Okay, so like, where do we find all this stuff? Do you have a website?
Not an official website, no. Just like my
man.
band.
We gotta get you a website.
I know.
I got a boy that's like the get yourself a website boy. You know what I mean?
I could use a website.
Yeah, so like you need to have like a home base where you can get everything in one place. That's the whole key to the website, right?
Yeah.
You can sell merch there. You can host all of your different releases to all the different networks, link to them, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, true.
Like a link tree, but bigger in a way, right? Where you can also like put whatever you want, wherever you want, kind of thing.
Well, that's it too. I need a link tree. Like I'm so lazy.
Yeah, we gotta get you updated, bro. Because like when I saw your links, I'll be honest, I saw your links. I was like, shit is scattered everywhere. You know what I mean? When I went to look up your songs on Spotify, you're called Paulo, right? But then when you're like Attaboy Paulo, when you go and Google search it, you find somebody else. Right?
I know.
So it's like we gotta somehow find a way to bring you together. You know what I mean?
I'm so like technologically behind.
Yeah, it's a slog though, bro. It's our age group. It's our whole thing. It's the whole technology moving at the speed of light thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's making sure that we follow this new process and get all this stuff in place, right? And we can help you with that. We can make that happen for you.
I would like that because, like, the other thing is, I would like my name to be the same on every single
Right.
platform that I use, but it's not. Like, some of them are RPM, which is like an
Right.
old name I use, Paulo RPM.
Yeah, I think that's like an email tag or something.
Yeah, that's my email. That's right. That's right.
Okay. So
So
it's like
this,
some old stuff that you were into, and then it just kind of got dragged along as you lived life. Kind
yeah,
of thing,
because like I
right?
made that up 15 years
Yeah.
ago. It's still active. You know what I mean? And
No, but okay. So like people can find you currently. I think I got your links below that we could find at least on Apple Music. I got your X profile hopefully down there, and I think Bandcamp, if I'm not mistaken. I found you
Yeah.
on Bandcamp, and I didn't put your Spotify on there, but it's under a different name. But I'll get it added to there in a little bit. So that's where you can find all of Paulo's projects right now, if you're watching. Okay.
Thank you.
So, well, other than that, yeah, it's been a great interview. That concludes the interview, bro.
Well, thank you for
I've
having
had
me.
a freaking awesome time. It's
Me
been a
too.
wonderful time getting to know you. This will be up here forever. So when you do get a website, you can link to it and put it on there so everybody can see your entire biography from beginning to end in video format, just like this.
Totally,
Thank
man.
you for coming on today, bro. Honestly.
Thanks for having me. It's been
And
fun.
we're gonna have to, like, I don't know, like next time I'm down in Toronto or something, we'll have to get together and like have a beer or something, you know?
Link me up, man.
Chill
For
out.
sure. For sure.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Cheers.
Okay, again, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. And honestly, man, keep doing what you're doing, and let's do it again in the future.
Yeah. So like at the end of the thing, we just want to make sure that everybody coming on like had a great time. Anybody in the comments? I usually we would have like a question period, but I don't know. I didn't hear if the director saw any comments or anything. So like we're just chilling out otherwise. So everybody, thanks for coming to the interview. Have yourself a great afternoon. Next week we're gonna have Waves of Wraparound, I believe. So stay tuned for that, and remember to sign up if you're interested to actually get on and put up yourself. And, otherwise, have a great Sunday afternoon. Cheers.